Hello there, croeso and welcome. I'm Shadow Lummox and I'm back on Gran Turismo 7, and this time I'm taking part in the Manufacturers series for Jaguar. This is round 1. It's a 5-lap race around the Deep Forest Raceway, and with the Manufacturers Cup you pick your manufacturer and you get loaned a Group 3 and a Group 4 car, which you will use for these tournament races. It's like the Nations Cup as well. You'll get a qualifying session, but this is where things start to go wrong for the day. This is sped up 8 times, this little clip, and it's just us waiting for the qualifying to start. By the time it does finally get underway, I've only got 3 minutes 40 seconds left. It's about enough to do 2 flying laps, and that's it. It's all we got. Normally, and based on advice I've seen from other people who play Gran Turismo, you want to try and get a good position, get some slipstream, but equally get some space. But based on my experience in the Nation Cup, I decide just to gun it. I'm out first and I'm going to take advantage of the clear track in front of me, and I'm just going to go. I'm in the lowest league for this, for the Manufacturers Cup, and due to my noobishness, so the quality of the drivers here is, much like my driving, inconsistent. Everyone you'll come up against has the potential to set some really good lap times, and then the following lap they'll set a garbage lap. And really, success in this sort of the lower leagues is about getting consistent. The speed will come with time, but you want to be able to consistently set whatever your fastest lap is. Don't want too much variation lap to lap, because that won't help you in the race. So I'm going to show my fastest lap, which is my first flying lap, sort of validating my decision, my personal decision to go out first. You see I've got a nice gap to the car behind me, so I won't really be assisting them too much, and I'm just trying to get through here as fast as I can. I really enjoy this circuit. It's a lot of good fast corners, some tricky areas. When I looked at the fastest replays, the best times that people have set in practice, they're about, I think the best times, I want to say they're in the 1 minute 20s, and I'm setting a time in the 1:29s, I think my fastest time. So it shows I've got plenty of room to improve, but I took whatever tips I could, at least when it came to racing line and how I should be trying to take these corners, even if I don't do it as well as the pros. But it's a tidy-ish lap, a few missed apexes, could brake a bit earlier, get better drive out of the corners, but still managed to set a time of 1:29.1, which ends up being the fastest time for the session and gives me pole position for the race. I was, safe to say, buzzing at this point. It's my first go at a Manufacturers Cup. I've gotten pole position. It's a rolling start as well, so really good chance that I'm going to keep the lead for at least the first part of the race. The only thing that can really mess it up is myself, and I was actually feeling nervous. It's just a computer game. These are just test events, don't really mean anything, more just a setup for things to come. But I could feel the nerves, and I could slight shaking in my hands, which I had to try and alleviate mid-race. But we'll show the complete race here. Ends up being an absolutely fantastic race between me and the Spanish person in second. We just break away from the pack, and it is just between the two of us. Both of us setting good, consistent lap times. And that added pressure of having someone that you can't drop behind you, it was quite intense, to say the least. And the thing that saved me the most is the straight line speed of this Jaguar in comparison to the Dodge Viper that the person in second is using. As you can see, I can, even with the slipstream, I can pull away down the straights. So even though they catch up to me in the corners and the slow bits, I'm still able to pull away far enough in the straights to take myself out of the firing line when I get to the braking zones. You've got two big straights on this track, and they both lead to heavy braking zones, which means they are prime overtaking opportunities. So not only have you got to concentrate on your exit from the corners leading onto the straights, you've got to concentrate on your braking going into the corners, coming off the straights. And one of those corners is coming off one straight and leading into another. So that last hairpin is actually one of the most crucial corners on this track, because you can lose positions there, or if you mess it up, you can set yourself up to lose positions at the following corner. And I've had a messy first sector, and I got the Dodge now right on my tail, weaving all over the place, just trying to distract me, trying to find maybe a gap that I'm leaving. So I'm just focusing on trying to take the corners as cleanly as I can, but also to try and hit the apexes of the corners to leave as little space as I can on the inside, because in a racing car, that is where you're most vulnerable to be overtaken. Someone takes the shortest line through the corner and you're just going to lose out. See, I'm braking just after the 150 board, just before the 100 meter board. But again, I get such a better drive off that hairpin. They're all over me now, coming into this straight. They got the slipstream, they're closing. You can see they pull out, they start losing speed to me almost straight away. They pull in, try and set up again for this lap. Almost ran into the back of me there. We're both taking slightly different lines. I like to brake and try to hold the inside all the way around the corner, going more for the V shape, where you sort of almost change the look of the corner. You go in quite deep, have quite a sharp turn, and then cut off the corner, then straightening it up, getting you better drive up the hill as well. Have a good middle sector there, so I pulled away enough so as we come onto the back straight, get a nice clean corner, good drive off the corner. You can already see I'm starting to pull away a little bit as we go onto the straight. We start to pick up the slipstream, but I'm not able to close in enough coming into the other crucial braking point just before the 100 meter mark. Brake down to second, try and clear the apex, run out wide though, use all the track width that you can, and I have saved myself for another lap. You can see the importance of getting the good drive out of that last corner. Falling back, they lost their chance to have an overtaking opportunity into this first corner. So we set ourselves up again for another lap. I'm thinking now that I've got this gap, I'll almost get up to 1 second. I'm like, if I can be clean enough, fast enough, I can pull away. They do this middle section so much better than me, and neither of us are setting the greatest times. we're both in the 129s, the 130s. As I mentioned, the top 10 times are much, much faster than what we're setting, but we're both being consistent to our best times, and this leads to an absolutely fantastic race. Not even much overtaking actually going on. It's just that constant pressure being applied, the pressure I'm putting on myself to stay consistent, stay fast, run very wide there, given a prime opportunity. We're going side by side, as you can see from the radar in the bottom right. I've got the inside for that little kink, and that's just enough to give me the lead now going into this straight. And it's actually probably, that bad exit probably saved me, because if I'd gotten off the corner just a little better, the dodge would have been able to fall into my slipstream and set me up then down the main straight. As it happened, they were right alongside me, so by the time they filtered in behind, I'm already pulling away with the power of my Jaguar compared to the dodge. So when they pick up the slipstream, it's just not enough straight left for them to catch up again and make the move. And we're in the final lap now. A little twitch there. I'm starting to get really nervous. I really want this win. I feel driven well enough, but I have the consolation to know that unless I make a major mistake, I am going to finish second. The two of us have left the rest of the pack for dead. We've just driven off. We're having our own little personal race, and a brilliant race it is. And come up, this is the last crucial corner. Make sure I get my braking point right. I turn in consistently out wide as always, but I get the exit clean. I'm able to drive away, and at this point I know unless I screw up royally, I'm going to win this race. And it was such a good feeling. As I said, race doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I'm not going to do well, as we can see there, the clean sweep, pole position, fastest lap, clean race and a victory. And I'm full of confidence, so I throw myself into the next race, and it's safe to say that my confidence may have led to my downfall. As you can see, another wait, only 5 minutes now, so a little better, but I set the tone for the qualifying session with a penalty right out of the pit, which, well, and then get rammed a little bit, and that pretty much shows you what my qualifying session is going to be like. I managed to get back into the 129s, but it's a time that's only good enough for 4. But there are only 8 of us that actually made it through to the qualifying, and then by the time we get to the race, due to the waiting screen of death, there's only 5 of us. So I say at least I'm going to finish in the top 5. Guaranteed. So that's something, I suppose. But these connection issues they're not that good, are they? Not conducive to good racing. And as we can see, the entire grid there in one shot, all 5 of us ready to go. And I'm starting second now, and I'm up for this race. I'm like, right, this is going to be another good race. Get a podium at least. Hopefully stay in second. Hopefully even better, get to first. But it was not meant to be. If you look at the positions on the top left, you'll see that the person behind me's got awful lag, and now they're going to lag into me and appear right beside me, and can't fit 2 people into that corner. And then I decide to have the laziest spin possible, and I correct it with the worst 3-point turn ever. My race is done. Unless the other 4 in front of me decide to murder each other or have equally bad accidents, that's it. Me done. But you still race, no point rage quitting. Just put my head down and I just go on, and I set fast laps. Every lap getting just a little quicker, apart from the third obviously, but when we come across the line, finishing 5th, but I caught up to the leader. I was the fastest person on track, and honestly I'm quite happy I didn't rage quit. Fastest lap, clean race somehow, but those are my 2 races from round 1 of the Manufacturers Cup. So I just want to say diolch and thank you for watching.